Minority Report, The Crying Game, maybe a little bit of Time Cop, but basically Ethan Hawke is what's called a temporal agent. They go over the story, and then you think this movie's going one way, and then it completely flips.
Time for a new Creepy Crate unbox, and thank you for 10,000 subscribers. Let's do this. What's up, guys? Welcome to my first video post 10,000 subscribers. I have been planning on doing sort of a retrospective, but I really just kind of thought way too long about it. And I thought, you know what? Why not, instead of stressing over it, I'll just do a quick little Creepy Crate, because this just came in, and then I'll say all my thank yous after this. So I'm still going to say all my thank yous because there's a lot of people that I believe deserve a thank you for getting me here. And if I miss anybody, which I might, I do apologize, but I'm going to be giving out a lot of shout outs. But first, we're going to do this Creepy Crate. And also, check out this brand new t-shirt. This is a Nightmare on Elm Street 3, the Dream Warriors inspired. Woody Bowen designed this, and it looks freaking awesome. And if you'll notice, it actually has Cody Leach, CP from What I Like It Reviews, Zach from Cavern of Terror, and yours truly. And I get to be the druggie because I'm beautiful and bad. But if you want one of these t-shirts, click right here on this card and you can go to the Drumdums store and you can get one, or there will be a link in the info box. And I have quite a few t-shirt designs in there now thanks to Woody Bowen. And also you'll see Freddy himself portrayed by Woody Bowen, the designer. Okay guys, I literally just picked this up. This is really cool. Creepy Crate is a bi-monthly, like every other month they send out a new box. And it's more based on true crime, but it's also horror. And I loved what they sent in the first one. As a matter of fact, back there's a bloodbath body wash, which was really unique. So what's cool is, like, you never know what you're gonna get in this thing. It's so cool. But I will also put a link to the Creepy Crate by the lineup below in the info box, so you can go check them out and you can sign up for a subscription. So without further ado, very little cutting involved. I just have to cut right here and boom, I'm done with the knife. I put it away. Now, here we go. How do I want to do this? I don't want to see everything at once. So I'm just going to reach in and I'm going to grab like the first thing. Although there's a lot of like confetti. There's like a shot glass. So we got a shot glass. It says A Belladonna Deadly Night Blade. My eyes are really bad, guys. I think I need glasses. But it says Poison Caution. And that's what that looks like right there. I don't know what this is referring to, but it does look interesting. And maybe it was in a TV show where somebody used one of these glasses to poison someone. Could be. This is a true crime box. So this is a digital book. It's called Closing Time, the true story of looking for Mr. Goodbar murder. So by Lacey Forsberg. So there's a true crime, that's a digital download. All right, so the next thing here, we got a, oh, this is awesome. I do like beanies. This is Creep It Real beanie. I've actually wore a few beanies in my videos, especially when I do my drum covers. I like wearing my beanies. And I'm getting a little thin back there because of my age. So, but yeah, Creep It Real. That's kind of cool. Let me take it out of the plastic so you guys can see what it looks like. There you go, Creep It Real. I'm not gonna put it on my head because it'll mess my hair up. And now we have a little notepad, but what's interesting about this one is it has people to kill, like a kill list. Okay, this is Sarah Winchester, and I bet this is probably because of the recent movie Winchester that came out. Welcome to my spirit house. So it looks like it's 2. Yeah, they're coasters for your drinking, your mugs, cups, what have you. Now we have a book. This book is called Unraveling Oliver by Liz Nugent. It is a novel. But People magazine says it's an unnerving psychological thriller. Nugent expertly peels back the layers to reveal the truth. So, looks like a good true crime novel. And that's it, another shot glass. So I got a set of shot glasses. So, really cool Creepy Crate. Thank you so much, Creepy Crate, for sending that to me. And again, if you guys want to get on the subscription, it's every other month. And like I said, I'll post a link in the info box, or it's already been posted in the card, so you can go, you can check it out. Now, let's get into the thank yous. The beginning of this video, I showed you my very first video, or just a little clip of my very first video. And I think I posted that just to let you guys know, because I get comments all the time, questions all the time saying, I want to start my own YouTube channel. How do I do this? This is a question that I probably get the most. And if you look at that first video, you can tell I have this camera right here I'm using right now is the same camera I used in that video. I updated my audio, but you can tell I'm nervous as hell. So you could have the nicest equipment in the world, but if you don't have a decent presentation, if you're not well spoken, then that's something you're gonna have to work at. I'm gonna be honest with you. Out the gate, you might be like myself and you might not be that eloquent. But I've seen other YouTubers though, their first videos are just, they knock it out of the park. They're great. I don't know if they actually deleted a few of their videos. I didn't do that. I left my first video there, but yeah, some people are just more of a natural at this thing than others. But also, you know, you have to bring something new to the table. You have to bring something of yourself. And keep in mind, there's only one you. There's nobody else in this world like you. So right away, you're ahead of the game. If you bring you to the table and don't hold back, I guarantee you there will be people that will gravitate towards you. And always learn. Learn from your last videos, learn from others. You know, always strive to get better at it. You know, that's what I do. Those are my quick little down and dirty rules for you. And also, this is a good segue into the community. The community is a big part of this. There's no way I could have gotten here by myself. I owe my success to a lot of people. And so now I'm gonna mention some of those. First off, I have to thank Art from A to Z Reviews, who his channel is massive now. But he's the first person I want to thank, because when I started this thing, like a couple months in, he sent me this message stating, hey, I got this thing called Cineclash and I'd like you to be on it. And it was just such a nice little gesture. And because of Cineclash, I met not only Art, but I met so many other people. CP from Well I Like It Reviews is one of my best friends. And I met him, he was probably one of the first people I met. We actually were contestants on Cineclash. But after that, CP said, hey, we're both big horror fans. Why don't we kind of group together and maybe form something, do something? And at first I was a little scared, but then I was like, you know what? This could be really fun. We came up with all these ideas and we formed Horror Needs a Hero, which is something that we put out maybe once, twice a year. It's usually a big chunky video. And we've done a few on different things like, you know, best of the big three, Freddie, Michael, and Jason. And the initial idea was, what happened to those horror icons? Why don't we see those as much these days? And, you know, so we just kind of springboarded from that. But CP is another guy that I have to give a big mention to. He's always been such a great friend of mine. He's always had my back no matter what. But then next up I met Brian Lomax. Brian Lomax was one of the first people that really like intimidated me. He is such a well-spoken reviewer. And matter of fact, we went head to head on Cineclass. We were the finalists. And of course, he freaking cleaned house. He whipped my ass. But Brian and I, we've been really good friends. He invited me to do commentaries with him, and we've done commentaries together ever since. And originally we were doing commentaries with myself, Brian, CP, and Pete, the bearded movie guy.
He shoots angles from the perspective that characters are looking, and it draws you into their mindsets.
I think Ratner went with a more commercial approach to the lighting in this scene. Mm-hmm. Because you can still, even though it's the same set, you can definitely see the difference in the cinematography between this one and Silence of the Lambs.
A bluish tint too.
Also, yeah, it looks dirtier in Silence of the Lambs.
Everything looks brighter outside than it did in Silence of the Lambs. Like everything,
Silence of the Lambs is just dirty.
It was dirty. Like she came out and it was dark and gray.
We would do like weekly or maybe twice a month. We'd do commentaries, and it was really fun. We had a great time. Another great friend of mine is Tim from formerly The Late Reviews, and he changed his name to Reviewed Later. Tim and I have been, like, he's my music buddy. We've done quite a few music covers together, And there's a lot of times when I haven't been as invested in the music side of my channel as I wanted to be. And Tim always gave me that push. He would send me these messages saying, hey, let's get together and let's try this like Smashing Pumpkins song. And the one I'm the most proud of is we did a cover of The Cure, Burn, from the Crow soundtrack. I love what Tim brought to the table on that video. He did the bass, he did the guitar, but every time the guitar solo part comes, I just get chill bumps. And then of course, Durant Cinema. Holy freaking chicken nuggets. Everybody loves Durant. Durant is just one of the most like vivacious, boisterous, just friendliest person that you could ever meet. If you are having a bad day, you call Durant, because Durant will put you in a good mood. He's just that type of person. You can't not like Durant. And I gotta say, he is an editing whiz. Like the whole Blu-ray trip, every Tuesday, Blues Day Tuesday, Durant Cinema has that market cornered. I think he is the best of the best. I think people copy him, including myself. If I do a Blu-ray Tuesday, I look at a Durant Cinema video to tell me what to do. No, but seriously, he's just that talented, and he's a great friend. He's been a friend of mine since the beginning of our channels. And one of my recent friends that I've met on YouTube, probably within the last like 6 months, is Cody Leach. And me and Cody Leach, I think we both have that Southern background. We both have just a strong love for horror. And what's great about Cody is that we often disagree on horror movies. You know, we don't see eye to eye, but we just have this like mutual respect for each other. Cody is like one of the coolest guys I've ever met, and he's kind of brought me out of my shell a little bit, because if Cody gets a troll comment, he does not hold back. He is freaking brutal. He will let them know in a heartbeat what he thinks. He's not having it. And recently I've kind of come out of my shell a little bit, and I have to thank Cody for that. And you know what? It feels good. But also, Cody's review game, I think, is one of the best out there. There's a reason why his channel keeps skyrocketing. He will pass me really soon, I'm sure. He's just amazing at what he does. His reviews aren't like your normal conventional reviews. They're literally like 20 to 30 minutes long. He gives everything to his reviews, and I have nothing but the utmost respect for his style of reviewing. I do revisited reviews where I go longer, but even those aren't as long as some of Cody's. So yeah, I mean, his horror game is super strong. Next up, I want to briefly thank just the horror community in general. There are so many great ones out there. Horror addicts, Danny and Gory, you guys have been friends of mine since the beginning. I've done commentaries with you guys. They also do streams all the time. Like Gory will have just all female streams, which is cool sometimes. And as far as like giving back to the community, I don't think anybody can carry that mantle like the horror addicts do. They love the community so much, and they go out of their way to support it. And I'm sure they're exhausted sometimes, but what they do, I think, is phenomenal. And then of course, Spooky Astronauts. I love how Emma reviews movies that nobody's ever heard of. I don't know where Emma finds these damn movies, but it's amazing. Then you got Horror Gal Susan. I call her the queen of the unbox. I don't think anybody does unboxings better than Susan. And I also think that Susan is the biggest Elvira fan I have ever met, and I have no problem with that. I love Elvira. Who doesn't love Elvira? But you can tell she's the real deal. She is horror dyed in the wool. Elvira is everything to her. Horror is everything to her. Also, I have to give a special mention to Zach from Cavern of Terror, formerly Zach versus the Blu-ray Mountain. We became fast friends quite a few years ago. We've done some streams together. And what I love about Zach is he will do a lot of those like B-movie sequels, like the Wrong Turn series. And you know what? You don't see too many of those guys in the horror community. So it's nice to find reviewers that will actually cover some of these sequels that a lot of reviewers probably wouldn't even bother with. And then Cinema Sensei, formerly Spider Geek. Spider Geek was one of my like biggest inspirations when I was coming up. His channel was massive. And then he did a realignment. Sometimes I think YouTubers do this. They get to a point where they feel maybe stagnant, or they think, you know what, I think I just need to start over, try again. And that's what he did. And he is another one of those where his editing, I think, is just top notch, on point. And he's just so well spoken. He's one of the most likable guys on YouTube, and I freaking love Craig. He's just an awesome, awesome dude. And he's jumped in on my 31 Days of October for the past 2 years. Also, Lindsay from Mother of Mayhem. She's a channel that's been around for quite a while, and she started this that horror tag. That's how I met her. I actually did the tag before I met her, but we became fast friends after, and she's always been such a great supporter of the community. She really jumped in to help out with this recent YouTube demonetization debacle. And I'm proud to call her a good friend. And then, of course, everybody loves Blu-ray Dan. Blu-ray Dan is just one of the biggest community supporters I've ever seen. He is friends with everybody. He's just the most likable guy ever. Me and Dan chat all the time. And the guy has the biggest Blu-ray collection I think I've ever seen. But one thing I love about Dan too is he supports the community, the smaller channels, the bigger channels. On Twitter, I see him active all the time. You can tell the guy loves the entire community. And next, just a few other channels that I've recently connected with. The Late Late Horror Show with Dino, and then also Cecil and the Gang with The Horror Show, which I recently did a podcast with them, which was awesome. They're like the nicest group of people I've ever met, and I had such a blast. And immediately after we were done, we were talking about the next show that we were gonna do. So thank you guys for that. And Jason Smith from Sinister Cinema Reviews. We've fast become good friends because we agree so much on different movies, but I've never seen a reviewer put more movie reviews out, quality movie reviews, than Jason Smith. He loves horror so much, and you can tell just by looking behind him when he does his reviews. He has like this massive horror Blu-ray collection, and he just loves talking about movies. He's one of those guys that can just put the camera up, hit record, and just talk forever without missing a beat. And he recently became one of the new mods for Killer Flicks, which is the next thing I want to talk about. Killer Flicks is a page that I created with Mariana from Impression Blend. Definitely have to give her a big shout out. She was the one that gave me this idea to start this Facebook group, and it's been the most rewarding experience ever since. I started it back in like July of 2016. Not expecting it to grow at all, just something small, and now we're close to 3,000 members, and that's because of the quality of the people that are in that group. And I can't not mention Dylan Clancy, who is my co-admin, my good friend. We probably chat every day. He always comes up with great ideas to promote our group. He reaches out to like celebrities and invites them to our group. He's just a constant fountain of like ideas. You know, and a lot of times I'll feel stagnant. I'll be like, Dylan, what else can we do to make our group that much better? And he always has, you know, an interesting answer. But Dylan is such a great friend, and I can't thank you enough, Dylan, for, you know, really helping me out with this group. If you're not a member of Killer Flicks, please come over to the group, and you will love it. I guarantee you. And then finally, I have to thank We Watched a Movie. They are like one of my biggest influences. I was watching their videos back in 2012, and they're just the most down-to-earth, really cool, funny as hell people that I've ever met. You know, they are way up there. You know, they have over 30,000 subscribers, but they treat like the person with 100 subscribers with the utmost respect. They're the farthest thing from egotistical that you could ever imagine, and I love those guys to death. And as a matter of fact, I plan on doing a Halloween podcast with them and Dave McCrae real soon. I've been pushing them to do it, so we're gonna do it. It's gonna be badass. And then finally, I can't not end this video without thanking some subscribers, supporters of mine that constantly support what I do. I'm just gonna read off the names because I can't remember them all. But Low Carb Monster, Bushman Blue, Alexandra Vaughn, Amanda Jones, Jason Hobbs, Jose, the Red Crow 13, Kyle Gaunt, Talk Movies With Us, Parker Schmeichel, Robbie Sobel, Mladlen Kulik, I hope I said that right, buddy, Tyler Birdman, Chaos Is Coming, Craig Norrie, and Dylan Thomas. And then finally, my Patreon supporters. You guys go that extra step and you believe in what I do, and you have my back pretty much. You support everything I do. You give me the drive I need to keep pushing forward. If my equipment breaks down, you guys have my back monetarily to make sure that I can stay afloat. And I really appreciate everything you guys do. I chat with you guys every day. We have a blast with each other. And I can't thank my patrons enough. You guys are just so awesome. And the Drumdums Patreon team just gets bigger and bigger and bigger because I feel like we're family. I really do. We have a blast with each other. So that's the last thing I wanted to say. Thank you so much to my patrons. And I'm constantly trying to brainstorm ideas for Patreon exclusive ideas. I've recently did a few Patreon exclusive reviews. Anything I can do to give back and say thank you to you. And so that's it. What is the future of Drumdums? I never came into this thinking I'm gonna get 100,000 subscribers. I'm just taking this thing day by day, and I've always said when it stops being fun, I'll stop doing it. But it's so much fun. I can't. This experience has been so rewarding. It takes a lot of work, but I think in the end, it's all worth it. I know this video was long, but I thank you guys so much for helping me get to where I am. You guys are awesome. Hit me up in the comments. Tell me hello. I would appreciate it. Anyway, guys, if you stayed till the end of this, then you are a stronger person than I am. You are awesome. So be sure to come over to Killer Flicks, become a member, where we talk horror all day and every day on Fridays. We do Free for Fridays. Follow me at Drumdums on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, and now Stardust. If you like what I'm doing, hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and Drumdum out.